Okay, um, so in this video I want to show you how to use the St. Louis Fed Clearinghouse Economic Data Site. This is known as the FRED page. FRED is Federal Reserve Economic Database. Okay, you can see it on my screen over there. Okay, so this is the address bar of that. If you Google St. Louis Fed and FRED, it should come up right away. This is an important tool for an economist. It is a clearinghouse site, as I mentioned. So what the St. Louis Fed does is they bring economic data from all kinds of other pages and then plop it down here, and then you can work with it and manipulate it in real time. As it says there at the header of the paper or header of the page, download, graph, and track. Roughly 750,000. Again, 750,000 U.S. and international time series from 91 sources. Okay, so you could spend most of the rest of your life looking through the data here. That would be a horrible thing, but you could certainly do it. Not everything is here, but most of what you'd ever want is here. Now, what I want to show you in this video is how to actually start using this site. Okay, now some of you are saying, like, I know how to do that already. Okay, at the bottom of the page here, you'll notice a bunch of headline, popular series and at-a-glance stuff. Okay, I know that folks know how to kind of just grab those and then plop them down. No, that's great. That's great that you know how to do that. But what I want you to be able to do is to actually, again, use this site, and that means doing a little more than just grabbing stuff off the title page. So let's get started. All right, so there's a search bar here and a search bar here. So you can search this, right? There's a lot of data here. A lot, okay? So you kind of need to know what you're looking for or to have some idea about how to effectively search through this. All right. A reasonably good way to get started on that is to grab this right here. Let's activate that window. Grab this category here. If we grab category, we can use tags too if you're familiar with Twitter tags. That's how that kind of works. But I'm going to grab by category here, and what that does is then gives us all these different sort of areas. So if we don't have a super good idea about what we're looking for, this is a way to get started on that. All right. You can see, if you look under national accounts there, it says 49,000 plus. Okay, well, that's the number of data series in that section alone. Okay, so it's not like data points, that's data series. All right, so like I say, you could spend your rest of your life looking around this. What we're going to do is we're going to grab that last one there, U.S. trade and international transactions, 250 plus. Okay, if we click on that, it gets us to this subcategory. And you can see exports, imports. So you can see all the stuff we would talk about in the second half of this course, pretty much right there. Okay. What I'm going to do for this exercise right now is I'm going to grab the trade balance. Okay, actually, maybe let's grab trade balance. Okay. And you can see then within that there are, each of these is a data series, right? So there's a lot of stuff here. All right, so balance on the current account. Let's take a look at that. These are millions of dollars. We have different options. All this data series run from 99 to 2019. 20 years of data, just over 20 years. Seasonal adjustments, non-seasonal adjustments. If you want to know more about seasonal adjusted data, do a quick Google search on seasonal adjustment economic data. Basically what you're doing is you're taking, in Wisconsin, the economy slows down in the winter and speeds up in the summer. Why? Because it's cold and then it's not cold. And so there's a statistical adjustment for that. Anyway, that's not really our purpose here. So what I'm going to do is grab the quarterly data seasonally adjusted. So I'm going to click on that, and it's going to, in just a moment, it's going to open up this. Okay, so there's 20 years of current account data. Again, you notice during recessions, the current account tends to improve because when people when recessions happen, people buy less imported goods and services. I'm sure that's going to happen in this situation too. Yeah, working from home. All right. So here we are. So we can actually do a lot with this. So this is where it starts to get into actually using the Fred site. All right. So we can, as I mentioned in previous videos, we can download this. We hover over that, click. We get a variety of options here that we can choose from. If we want to put this down into a Word document, no problem. The image, right? That's not what we're here to do. If we want to change the dates, if I want this to be from say 2006, I can change. I can change those dates. Just go. I can change those dates. So you can see it adjusts in real time, right? All right, so that's all great, right? You can share this to Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever. I'm sure you're all going to do that. But here's where this is actually a lot more powerful than really any of the other sites that are available to us. Is if we click on Edit, it opens this sidebar up here. And let's say we can do almost anything here, right? So let's say we don't want this in millions of dollars. We want this in change. We want to see how the trade deficit is changing. So let's grab that, close that up again, and then the graph adjusts, right? So we can see that it's centered now on 0, right? And we're moving away from that position. So when it's negative, the trade deficit was getting worse that quarter compared to a year ago and a year before, right? And when it's going up, was getting better. Current count was moving towards 0. Just one of the many options. If we wanted to do percent changes, we can do that too. See there, it adjusts in real time. All right, all that's great and cool, but we can do a lot of other stuff too. So, for example, let's say we wanted to put 2 things on one graph. Okay, well we can go to Add Line, and then we can search in what we want. And so I'm going to put in here, how about imports alone? Let's see what we get. Real imports of goods and services, sure, or U.S. imports of goods by customs-based basis from China. I haven't done this yet. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to click that Add Data Series. And then boom. Okay, so we can see that a little better. So now we've got 2 things on there. This is the trade deficit position, and this is the trade from China. So it's positive, right? So that it's the quantity of value. The value, not the quantity. The value of goods and services coming in from China. You can see kind of this downtick here. I'm betting that's result of the trade conflict had for the last year, is hopefully resolved at this point. But the other thing you notice here in this is I'm seeing is this kind of sawtoothy style pattern. I'm betting that that's not seasonally adjusted. So what you're seeing in that regular annual oscillation there is seasonal variations in trade. Wintertime just less trade tends to happen. Okay, so that's cool. Let's keep going further. All right, now let's say that we wanted to remove that from the blue line. So we want to remove trade with China from the blue line. Okay, well we can do that if we go down here to formula, right? So now the blue line okay, they're both A, shoot. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to have to add to this one. So now they're both, we've got 2 separate lines, but they're both line A. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it in this video, but what we need to do is we need to bring this line over to the other line, and then one's going to be A and one's going to be B, right? And we could take line B, or take line A rather, and subtract off line B if that's our Chinese data. And then we do that in this formula right here, and it's A minus B. Okay, and then apply that. The data series B hasn't been added yet. So let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so there we go. And so we've added that in. We go a minus b. Oh, shoot, add that one in. Okay, there we go. And now we've got a and b here, right? A, b. Okay, so we go a minus b, apply. Oh, I guess it's still unhappy with me. Okay, where'd that go? And I'll leave that as it is. Okay. Why are we not seeing that? Oh, well, okay, so we can, let's get rid of that one too. Might be causing us problems. Okay, anyway, yes, we've got A, B, copy to all, modify, customize data, series, already got that. Formula transform series. Oh, so it did it already. Sorry. It's been a long day already. Okay, so here's our new data series, right? So this is actually different from, you notice it tracks almost directly, right? Of course, because it's a major thing. But if we look at these numbers now, these are, they're not the same. Yeah, they're definitely not the same as they were before. So this data series, balance on current account minus. All right, so that's what we want to do, right? So the difficulty of formulas we can proving, and it's not as, can't do as much as Excel, but it can do quite a bit, right? So if you want to do some pretty sophisticated analysis and then create a graph of that, right, and then drop that down into your Word document or whatever, you could do that too, right? So it's useful to poke around with this a little bit, play around with it, get to learn how it works, and these are powerful and important tools. So that's probably enough. I've probably gone way too long on this one. My apologies. Okay, have fun with this, everybody. See you next time.